From being questioned whether he's even human, to getting disqualified from a final because of his overconfidence, these are Usain Bolt's most controversial moments revealed. Everyone knows that this man is the best sprinter alive, so how could he, of all people, have a questionable track record? When talking about his countless achievements, Bolt has won a total of 8 Olympic gold medals and made 100-meter, 200-meter, and 4 100-meter relay events look like a piece of cake. In the 2008 Beijing Olympics, 2012 London Olympics, and in Rio de Janeiro's 2016 Olympics, this man has defied all odds and won gold after gold. He's also excelled in the IAAF World Championships and earned 11 gold medals over his career, along with holding a world record in both the 100-meter and 200-meter events. That's right. The Jamaican Speed Devil clocked in the 100-meter in just 9.58 seconds and the 200-meter in 19.19 seconds. What made him so good is still a mystery to many. But when he was still active, his stride length and running form were quite effective. You have to admit, the guy has a legacy. But exactly how flawed has it been over the years? Well, the first thing anyone would accuse him of is doping, right? Because that speed is humanly impossible. I mean, did he get struck by lightning, or was it a bunch of different needles to make him faster? In the 2008 Beijing Olympics, one of the Jamaican sprinters was found guilty of doping, which not only led to the country's disqualification in the 100-meter relay event, but also pointed a lot of fingers at Usain. Nesta Carter's anti-doping sample tested positive 9 years after the event, and this caused the team to be stripped of their gold medals. This controversy took a toll on Bolt's career. The result took his total gold medals from 9 to 8, and he was no longer known as Triple Treble. But what had everyone talking was that 6 Jamaican athletes tested positive, and Carter was just one of them. Everyone questioned the doping policy of this team, and all eyes were on the man claiming to hold the unbeatable world record. Back then, the doping rules had gotten so strict on the Jamaicans that Bolt was probably the most tested athlete on the planet. He revealed that someone would come and test him every other day, and had no problem with it because they were all just doing their jobs. To everyone's surprise, Usain proved to be 100% talent and 0% drugs. But the fact that his 2008 gold medal was stripped away from him still stung. When Nesta's positive test was revealed, he found the news to be heartbreaking, and added that although winning gold medals and becoming a champion takes a lot of work, it is just one of those things. Despite everything, Bolt managed to complete the 100 meters in 9.59 seconds. You would think that he would have made wiser choices in light of this next reason. Okay, I know that doesn't make much sense, but after his phenomenal performance in the Beijing Olympics, fans think that his showmanship poses a bigger problem than any PED out there. Everyone's familiar with that iconic lightning pose Usain does at the end of each race. But once you pay closer attention, you realize that he strikes it before crossing the finish line. He even slows down 20 meters before the line, just to pump his chest and slowly raise his arms out. In a rather flamboyant way, might I add. Now, if you put on your glasses and take your thinking pad out to do the calculations, Bolt loses acceleration just for his little pose, meaning he could have ended the 100-meter race in like 9.5 seconds instead of 9.69 seconds. This might be a fun little calculation to do in your physics class, but longtime Olympic fans find it rather narcissistic of him. Being an Olympian is about being magnanimous in victory and defeat, and there are a lot of athletes that show sportsmanship over showmanship. Maybe Usain should have saved the celebrations until after the race ended. There are even races where you catch a glimpse of him smiling while running, as if he knows he's going to beat everyone competing against him. Yeah, this doesn't really scream good sportsmanship, now does it? Speaking of bad decisions, people also didn't take his audition for the Fast and Furious franchise lightly either. Okay, maybe he didn't sign up for any blockbusters back then, but what he did do was crash his BMW into a ditch after losing control of it. No serious injuries were sustained, and neither were any other persons or cars involved. However, it did prompt concerns about the athlete's capacity to handle notoriety and wealth. It also had people wondering why, on earth, Bolt was driving barefoot. You are absolutely wrong if you believe that after the 2009 incident, he would learn from his mistakes. Because 3 years later, his new BMW met a similar unfortunate fate. This time, Bolt lost control and crashed another pricey car after hitting a guardrail in Kingston, the capital of Jamaica. The only positive thing that came out of these two incidents was that nobody was injured. But the recklessness shown by the most talked about man back then wasn't professional at all. And everyone was concerned over his safety and overall decision-making. After celebrating his 30th birthday amidst the Rio Olympics, controversy arose surrounding his interactions with multiple women at a party, along with spending over $1,000 on alcohol. A student named JD Duarte shared pictures of herself spending the night with Bolt, and this is the last thing he'd want going public since he was in a healthy relationship. That's right, his model girlfriend, Cassie Bennett, saw everything. This included pictures and videos of other women dancing on him, and this had some people online engaged. Forget how masochistic he looks surrounded by all those models. We need to talk about how his loving partner felt seeing all that. Cassie liked a tweet that was criticizing Usain's infidelity, saying that he chose a meaningless fling over someone who actually cared about him. Bolt's sister tried her best to cool down the situation and mentioned how her brother grew up in a Christian home and would never cheat on anyone. Well, those pictures of Bolt and JD say otherwise. Luckily, this didn't do any damage to his career because he retired in 2017 right after the Rio Olympics. It also looks like he made amends with Cassie too, since they currently have 3 children as of 2023. But how is he supporting this family of 5? Let's just say he's $12 million short of their college funds. It turns out the world's fastest man couldn't run away from a Jamaican investment firm, which was part of a billion-dollar fraud that affected over 40 clients. Bolt was smart for not putting everything he owned in that firm, but he revealed that the situation was still disappointing. Imagine losing $12 million. This put his future plans on hold, but he cleared the air in 2023 and said that he wasn't bankrupt. Yep, there's still a couple million left in his savings, and I bet he's working overnight to keep those numbers up and running. Aside from the massive fraud scandal, there were also rumors that he benefited from tax incentives in 2017. However, nothing came to light regarding that. He really needs to start making smarter decisions. So what did he do to not make this mistake moving forward? He fired his business manager, of course. Here's to hoping he finds a better replacement, even if it wasn't the manager's fault in the first place. But apart from bad investments and relationship issues, I had to leave the best controversy for last, and that's the incident at the 2011 World Championships in athletics. Remember, this happened just 3 years after the world was introduced to this human cheetah, and lo and behold, he was disqualified in the preliminary rounds, where Bolt jumped the gun before the official start signal. This is what they call a false start, and it's common knowledge that a stunt like this gets you an instant red card from the ref. No second chances. Bolt's disqualification in the 100-meter final came as a shock to everyone in the world, since he was the reigning Olympic champion and world record holder. Johan Blake ended up securing first place, stripping Bolt of another gold medal. Given his track record back then, Usain would have easily won the event. And so, from getting disqualified from a final because of his overconfidence, to being questioned whether he's even human, those were the most controversial moments about Usain Bolt.